Tonight, we applaud the achievements of one woman who has devoted her life to music and the theater. As a singer and an actress, she has breathed life into many roles. As a teacher, she constantly inspires her students to be the very best that they can be. As a woman, she has lived her life passionately and fully. So how can we begin to applaud her? Tonight, we can try. Fides Cuyugan was born August 1st, 1931 in Lucena to Dr. Gervasio Santos Cuyugan and his wife Jacinta. Hard work and the keen desire to improve oneself was the ethical discipline in the Cuyugan household. Dr. Gervasio was a self-made man, one of the first government scholars at the University of Illinois. He rose from the ranks to become the personal surgeon of Manuel Quezon. It was from her mother Jacinta that young Fides learned to appreciate music. A classical pianist, she would often entertain the good doctor's guests with her rendition of classical pieces. The same love for music was also in her siblings Ruben, Mario, and Ceres. It was no surprise that Jacinta's love for music flowered in the youngest child. Perhaps it was music that opened the door to the world of imagination and endless possibilities that is the theater. It is also easy to imagine that the world of pastoral Lucena also shaped her artistic sensibilities. As a young girl, she was already writing plays and scenarios to which her family would be eager audiences. When the family moved from Lucena to Manila in the pre-war years, she was enrolled at the Philippine Women's University. Even as a grade school student, she was drawn to piano and voice lessons. It was the legendary diva, Jovita Fuentes, who was one of her earliest voice teachers. The war did nothing to hamper her devotion and tenacious desire to hone her artistic sensibilities and talents. This time of adversity instead became the crucible through which the metal of her skill was tested.
If Fides is teacher to many of us, then how fortunate are we, her students, that in her teaching we imbibe the fire of legends. And if the luster of genius is indeed shared through teaching, then we, her students, are truly fortunate that in our association with her, we are the natural inheritors of the teachings of the legends. Jovita Fuentes was her first voice teacher. Felicing Tirona taught her how to act out a song, to bring drama to an aria. Her piano skills were furthered by the sisters Lorenza and Marcela Agoncillo. National artist Lucrecia Casilag chose her to be a scholar. Yet another national artist, Antonio Buenaventura, conducted her graduation recital. As a Filipina scholar at the prestigious Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia, she was a classmate of the late great Ana Moffo. And imbibing the school's rigorous classical technique was difficult. But the young Fides was in her element and ready to take it all in.
If love is an aria, then it is one that Fides has sung often and well in her life, and one that she has learned to sing while continually performing other arias as well. Married to Manuel Asensio II, took place during a brief return to Manila. They were married just as Fides was beginning to learn the role of Adele for the Herbert Zipper Trudeldubski's production of Die Fledermaus. After her graduation from Curtis, she returned home to Manuel again. Her life in the theater and her roles as wife and homemaker melded seamlessly with the birth of their first son, Dennis. Then married to Becky with 4 children, Michael, Ryan, Kirsten, and Maria. Then Noli was married to Iwi with one daughter, Nicole. It was Stephen Sondheim who wrote that there are only two things worth leaving behind in the world: children and art.
All throughout the evening, we have seen excerpts from the works of this amazing woman. Coupled with these original visions is her interpretation of the visions, the characters, the souls, and the creations of other artists. Fides as Adele, as Violetta, and as Sisa. We haven't even started counting the roles in straight plays or in the gems of Philippine cinema. But it is her role as a teacher that is most humanly affecting. As a professor at the UP Conservatory, she has molded generations of talent with her eyes and ears. She is our fondest critic and most ardent fan. She has, through her teaching, played the greatest role of her life.
These days, the cycles are coming full circle. Her students are now the most promising performers. All have chosen to devote their lives to classical singing, to performing, to interpreting the very work she once was her own. With our triumph, we reflect love in her passion. With our every performance, we share the link that she has made with the past. It is our duty and her fondest wish that we expand that chain of triumphs. Hers, ours, her teachers, our students, into the future.
In her original works, we see not only slivers of our shared humanity, but a bit of Fides' own soul. The diversity of her topics is nothing short of extensive feminism and the evolving psyche of the Filipina in Larawan ng Kababaihan. Nationality and love in Mayo Bisperas ng Liwanag. Art and passion in Spoliarium Juan Luna. Ecology and myth-making in Why Flowers Bloom in May. Unconditional love in Song of Joseph. A woman's fury and the triumph of the indigenous in La Loba Negra. And as with every true artist, the last work is only a prelude to the next one. What other insights will her librettos give us? What other collaborations will she make possible? Already, the names of her collaborators have become legendary. Brian Cayabyab, Lucrecia Casilag, Ray Baguio, Francisco Feliciano. Doubtless, there will be more. Give us more to see, wrote Sondheim, Sunday in the Park with George. It is a sentiment we echo tonight. Give us more to see and hear, dear Fides. Inspire us in these times when living for our art is more a risk than it has been, to show us how to be truer to our vocations.